Magandang araw mga kaliga and welcome to the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Ako nga pala si Fiona Bacani, ang inyong courtside reporter para sa araw na to, and we are coming to you live from the home of the defending champions here at the Lucena Convention Center in the heart of Quezon. Now it's going to be a very exciting weekend filled with volleyball action as we wrap up the last 2 days of the preliminary round. Now in just a few moments we will be seeing some action between the Negros Immaculada Mega Wide Blue Hawks and the San Juan Lady Knights DHTSI. And of course, our second match of the day, we have the Dasmariñas City Monarchs going up against the World City Colleges Marikina Lady Shoemasters at 3 p.m. And to end today's triple header, we have the Binyan Tatakjel Arellano Chiefs going up against the defending champions, the Quezon Tangerines. Now, all of our matches here at the MPVA are free for everyone to watch. Kaya naman sa ating mga Quezonians na nandyan, tara na dito sa venue to support all of our players. But of course, for those of you who can't make it, you can always catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community, join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA, and a special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Now, both of these two teams are still fighting for a shot at the last semifinal spot. Will Negros ride on their momentum and move ahead of Pasay in the team standings, or will the San Juan Lady Knights get their 5th win and inch closer to that Final Four spot? Find out only here at the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.
A house of champions. History has been written in different sports in the province of Quezon. Huskers winning last year. Tangerines winning last year. Miss Atisa Manalo also representing them all throughout, and now we are back to where we used to be here at the Quezon Convention Center para ihatid sa inyo ang tatlong maiinit na laban, not only for today but also for tomorrow here at the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Very important games for Negros Immaculada Mega Wide. Adika Para looks forward to obtain more wins in their last 2 matches to make it into the postseason. But on the other hand, KC Balingit and the San Juan Lady Knights looking for another shot, looking for that wide gap or that short gap to even be winded up para mabuksan sa kanila ang pagkakataon. It's the Negros Immaculada Mega Wide going up against the San Juan Lady Knights DHTSI here at the Quezon Convention Center at the Quezon Province. My name is Hans Galeria. This right here is Jong Panerio, and you just heard Fiona Bacani at courtside. Jong, there's been a lot of history in this place, and we're happy to be here once again.
Enhance not only history, but we've got a lot of pressure, a lot of drama, and a lot of matin. If I were to be honest, well, a little bit of stress, especially for everyone involved. You know, Hans, San Juan and Negros, they're coming in today in this match knowing exactly that they need to win their next 2 matches in order for them to make it to the next set of the competition. So let's see now, who will make it in the top 4 here in this match, Negros versus San Juan.
You know, there's a certain idea that both of these teams would want to do. More of that will be explained sa pagpapakita namin ng ating team standings. As you can see, Dasmariñas, Quezon, Binyan, all locked up. Pero tila hindi pa tayo sigurado dun sa magiging natitirang 4, 5, and 6 positions.
Exactly. And you know, Hans, in the past 3 seasons nga of MPVA, I think this might have been the most competitive so far. For Negros, it's simple. Win twice and they will enter the semis. For San Juan naman, winning the next 2 matches will muscle for a 3-way tie. So we'll end up with a identical 6-8 record along with Pasay. And if that happens, oh no, a beloved point system will enter the chat, Hands.
Medyo mahirap din ito para sa Pasay. I'm sure they're gonna be watching this specific weekend for our matches mula sa ngayon. And in fact, yung naglalaban na ating dalawang teams, Negros currently at 5th, Pasay currently at 6th as well, has already faced up against each other in their previous meeting, kung saan it was the side of Negros, I believe, prevailing against the Lady Knights.
Well, as we can see, this is the beauty of having round 2 hands because they've already familiar with their opponent and kita naman natin dito, Negros could actually bank on their attacks. 50 attacks over 25 of San Juan. So a lot of assignments and for sure San Juan must have been really preparing again to muscle for a 3-way time. They just need to win this match contra Negros.
You know, basing on what we looked at kanina while they were warming up, there were some players that I believe were missing and are gonna be heavy in terms of the contributions on offense. Pero para sa Negros ay tila hindi sila nagkulang dun. Because if it's not Caparal, if it's not Sam, then it's this woman. It's Jella Lopez.
Exactly. And you know, these Negros, they've been playing for many years already and they can surely bank on familiarity and gelling. Jella Lopez, round 1 contra San Juan, 14 big points. Not counting pa dito yung puntos na naitala ni, of course, of their number 1 hitter, Andrea Caparal. So you imagine if Jella Lopez alongside with Caparal doing together, this will be an explosion here for Negros.
Considering that it was straight sets and she was able to contribute 14 points already says a lot about this team. And not only her, just like what I've told you kanina, Sam Catamora slowly emerging to be one of the key players ng Mega White.
And if ever itong Negros makapasok sa semis, their assignment, it will never be easy because they will be facing the number 1 team. And I think adding the power of Samantha Catamora, 12 points, she's actually a revelation, a breath of fresh air. So she could be an additional ammunition dito for Negros if they want to put an absent sa semifinals.
Started off low-key, now being an obvious scoring option para kay Ira Tutanes and Negros. But for the side of San Juan, they're gonna need services of different kinds of players because not a lot of them are here. But Mary Ecalia, one of their leading scorers, is part of the squad right now.
And you know, Ecalia, I think if I'm going to name the most versatile player here in the tournament, that is Ecalia. She played as a setter, she played sometimes an opposite, most of the time as a middle blocker, and minsan nga naging outside hitter pa. The 9 big points, kailangan dagdagan yan, kailangan additional support dito for Christine Acala if they want again to put a muscle for a 3-way tie dito contra Negros and Pasay.
Now I wonder what is gonna be, you know, her role towards the achievement of this possible win para sa San Juan, and could be the same thing para sa Negros. To know more about the certain information, we're gonna talk to our courtside reporter, Fiona. What's up?
San Juan steps onto the court today with everything on the line. Still fighting for a Final Four berth, this match against Negros is nothing short of do or die. And for a team that hasn't trained physically since their last match here at the MPVA, this will prove to be a challenge. But this is a team full of veterans, built for moments like this. Kailangan namin ibigay yung best namin, sabi nila. Hindi kami nakapag-training dahil may trabaho lahat. Kaya ngayon, kailangan namin maging team kahit walang ensayo. In the absence of veterans, Viritchao and Miralles, due to work commitments and with no conditioning to lean on, San Juan is turning inward. Mental talaga ang labanan kung gusto namin manalo, sabi nila, pushing through on pure will. Now, even their coach feels the weight but believes in this veteran squad. San Juan lifts each other up, using every setback as fuel. And today, San Juan isn't just playing for a semifinal spot, they are playing for pride. Back to you, Jong and Hans.
Maraming salamat, Fiona Bacani. It's the next woman up mentality para sa San Juan. In the absence of some of their veterans, this is surely going to be a treat to watch, not only for us, but also for the people watching at home, because you can catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners, Smart Sports in Puso, Pilipinas. Jong, I know we have a lot to talk about, but initial thoughts about this game?
Well, right now, I just want to be ready because I know, Hans, we need to buckle up because this isn't just a game. This is a playoff puzzle.
This is a puzzle that could be fixed already depending on how this is gonna go. 2 match wins in a row from today and tomorrow para masecure na ng Negros. But it's San Juan's life that's on the line and they need to win this game to stay alive. It's the Lady Knights going up against the Blue Hawks sa aming pagbabalik.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon! Sa katimugang bahagi ng Luzon, matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na tiyak na ma-enjoy ninyo. Bukod sa mga tourist destinations, mayaman din ang lalawigan ng Quezon sa mga makasaysayang istruktura. Kabilang na ang Tayabas Provincial Capital na ngayon kilala bilang Quezon Provincial Capital. May mga simbahan rin sa probinsya na malaki ang ginampanang bahagi sa kasaysayan ng ating lalawigan na nagsisilbi ngayong bulwagan ng pananampalataya ng mga Quezonians. Makikita rin sa Quezon ang ilang mga ancestral houses na nagpapaalala sa mga naging buhay ng ating mga ninuno. Siyempre, hindi mawawala sa ating kultura bilang mga Pilipino ang pagkain. Tsak na mapapa-food trip ka sa mga masasarap na pagkain na iyahain sa inyo. Samot-saring bersyon ng mga pagkain, putahe, seafoods at lutong Quezonian ang matitikman ninyo. May mga nakakatakam na local delicacies na pwede rin ninyong matikman. Habang nagsasalo-salo, ma-enjoy nyo rin ang panonood ng iba't ibang Philippine folk dances na handog ng mga kabataang Quezonian. Ngayong papalapit na ang summer, bukod sa mga magagandang tanawin na gusto ninyong mapuntahan, isama na rin sa inyong bucket list ang pagbisita sa mga bayan sa lalawigan upang maranasan ang iba't ibang festivals. Saksihan ang masigla at makukulay na kapistahan sa Quezon. Patunay na ang ating lalawigan ay tinaguriang Land of a Thousand Colors. Mga pagdiriwang ng pasasalamat sa masaganang ani at pagbibigay pugay sa mga magsasaka sa ating lalawigan. Tunay na maipagmamalaki ang mayamang turismo ng Quezon dahil sa masagana nitong kultura, kasaysayan at likas na yaman. Hindi maitatanggi na sa patuloy na pag-usbong at pagdiskubre ng iba't ibang magagandang lugar.
Presenting our officials for match number 51. First referee, Mr. Michael Tero. Second referee, Mr. Lawrence Unida. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Quezon Convention Center in Lucena City. This is the second season of Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, ang Liga para sa Lahat. It's the first game of our Saturday triple header between the Negros Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks against the DHTSI San Juan Lady Knights. Now let's meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Negros Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks. Led by team captain, setter number 8, Ayla Tutanes. Outside hitter number 2, Adi Camaral. Middle blocker number 3, Jill Muraga. Outside hitter number 4, Fifi Casera. Middle blocker number 9, Sam Katamora. Opposite hitter number 17, Graciela Libre. And their starting libero is number 11, Irish Besmonte. The coach for Negros is Ton Baroga. Now let's meet the starters for the DHTSI San Juan Lady Knights. Led by team captain middle blocker number 8, Maya Manukay. Outside hitter number 2, Casey Baligid. Middle blocker number 5, Tony Nitura. Opposite hitter number 17, Tin Ecalia. Outside hitter number 19, Abigail Luval. Setter number 24, Myla Lim. And their starting libero is number 16, Aubrey Torzar. The coach for San Juan is Bernie Crisologo.
Your starting lineups for Negros, it's Tutanes, Moraga, Catamora, Caparal, Casera, Lopez, and Besmonte. Or should I say, that is, Graciela Lopez for Besmonte. But on San Juan, it's Myla Lim, Manukay, Nitura, Noval, Balingit, Ecalia, and Torzar for a do-or-die matchup para sa kanilang kupunan. And from how we are looking at things, Jong Panerio has already told us during the pregame that this is such an important match for both teams. For San Juan, it is their tournament life. At para naman sa Negros, it is a step towards getting to another great finish as Negros cleans things up for their first point.
Exactly. And as we can see right now, immediately onboarded na agad itong middle blockers ng Negros. And right now, the middle, especially for Negros, will do a magnificent play because if they control the middle for sure hands, they're gonna control the game.
Muslim. Free ball awarded to San Juan. And this is a good start para kay Manukay. Lim being activated or Lim activating the middle blocker right away.
You know what excites me most, Hans, dito is that they've already met in round 1, so I want to see what changes for both teams here in round 2.
Lalo na nung kanilang first matchup ay totally dominant ang kupunan ng Negros. It went on the 3 sets, straight sets, but it's San Juan looking to make a completely different story.
Of course, well, they should. I mean, they need to fight for their life here, Hans. But of course, nabanggit mo nga during round 1, almost showing so much dominance itong Negros in attacks, especially in service aces.
But those are one of the things na kailangan nilang iwasan if they want to build a comfortable cushion here in set number 1. You want to set things off at the right pace. And there it goes again. An ace mula kay Fifi Casera, an all-rounder para sa Negros.
I really do love, Hans, the story of Casera. She didn't start during the early matches of Negros, but slowly she earned her spot in the starting 6. And I think right now, sa pinapakita niya in the previous matches, she's really so worthy of the first 6.
Unfortunately, another error for San Juan as the Lady Knights kind of building up on those mistakes, and gusto mo sana habang maaga pa, no, ma-shrug off mo na yan to build some kind of momentum here, building on.
If I were in their shoes, Hans, I'm not sure if I can shrug it off, especially yung pinaglaban natin dito is yung spot into the Final Four.
So much pressure for them, but for Ecalia specifically, shakes it off for that lefty finish.
And, you know, as someone who's played volleyball, it's really so hard. I mean, the most important part for me is the mastery of possession. And I'm wondering, Hans, Ecalia, she actually played a lot of roles in the entire season. So I'm wondering yung versatility nitong ni Ecalia, knowing that she already had 2 points here right now.
This has been such a solid start para sa San Juan, I have to say, except for their mistakes. Kasi yung Negros, isa pa lang yung napupuntos nila na galing sa kanila mismo. Most are errors of San Juan.
Exactly, and I think, you know, when everything seems really pretty equal hands, what would really matter is yung who will commit lesser error. Dito nga, 3 errors na yung natatala dito ng San Juan.
Ecalia, on the other hand, will give some answers. So their offense is there. They just have to tone down on their mistakes here.
And I think now I already know the beauty of playing in different positions, Hans. Ecalia pumalo sa outside, Day naman pumalo sa opposite. She really mastered every position here in this league.
Another free ball for the Lady Knights. Gitna na naman. This time, it's Noval with a contribution.
Well, really hot start dito for San Juan. And Abigail Noval right now, she's in front. But what I really do like about Noval is that especially if she's at the back, hindi siya liability on defense. Also an all-around player here.
Talk about a vet coming through. Lopez. Great dig, but a free ball from San Juan. Jella again. Not yet, says the Lady Knights. Starting to have a rally here so far. Abby goes. That does not go over. A point goes to Negros from yet another error.
And you know, and what really bothering me right now is that 4 points na dito yung nabibigay ng San Juan. And that actually helping Negros with their points.
Which, by the way, they lead by 1. But another flow coming from Ecalia.
Wow. Well, right now, Ecalia starting this match really big time already with 4 points, 4 different kind of attacks, 4 variations.
Here's Adi. Finally getting a point on the board is the leading scorer of the league.
And ngayon medyo mabagal pa yung transition play nitong Negros, but you know, been covering a lot of matches dito sa Negros and they usually start their matches really slow. So let's see. Kasi may pagka-team diesel doon itong Negros. Let's see if in the second set or midway nitong first set, mag-iinit itong Negros.
Maybe this is what's going to help them. A free ball. Papunta ay Casera won't go. Doesn't give it easy. Both liberos doing amazing. Except for that last attack. Negros living off San Juan's mistakes. After our first technical timeout, it's the Immaculata Mega Wide leading by 2.
Fans, play games with Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Back here at the Lucena Convention Center, this is the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Now, Negros remains in the hunt for the last Final Four spot, coming off a confidence-boosting win and with 2 do-or-die matches ahead. Sabi ng team na yung momentum ng panalo namin, sana matuloy namin ngayon, lalo na't straight set win. And despite the stakes, the players insist that their focus is on execution. May nafe-feel kaming pressure pero mas nananaig yung willingness na manalo at makapaglaro ng maayos at magawa lang trabaho sa court. Now, this weekend, they lean on discipline and mindset. They have to remember who they are and what they're playing for. And as 3-peat NCRAA champions, they are ready to prove that they belong among the country's best. This may be a veteran squad that they're up against, pero sabi nila na papatunayan namin na kaya rin namin makipagsabayan para sa Negros. Balik sa inyo, Jong and Hans.
They've got a reputation that they want to take care of, not only being champions of the NCRAA, pero yung dito din mismo. Maraming salamat for that report, Fiona. And they're obviously doing their best to show that right now, Jong. Pero hindi pa gumagana yung opensa nila. And yet, they still lead by 3.
Yes, exactly the point, Hans. Di ba gumagana itong opensa ng Negros, but of course with the help of San Juan's error, ito lamang pa sila dito. I just really so feel bad about Torzar. I mean, Torzar really defending their court really well. Yun nga lang nasasayang because of the unforced errors of San Juan.
The veteran Noval heads back to the bench. Santa Maria joins the party, and Catamora blocks Nitura.
And there you go, mind you, we are seeing a different Catamora here in round 2. So if you're a spiker, you really need to think of kung saan mo dadalhin yung bola.
This is just a really well-timed one-on-one. Those are momentum blocks, Jong. And we're talking about momentum. Torzar, a step away from that ace.
And I told you, I mean, Negros always start their game slow, but well, right now I'm feeling that medyo nag-iinit na itong Negros. So itong San Juan, they really need to work on their service reception.
San Juan gives it up. Now it's Ira's turn.
And Ira Tutanes not only serve as their captain, but also very instrumental dun sa run ng Negros.
Just a lot consecutive smart plays for San Juan. They're gonna have to talk things over, and we're gonna listen to them right now.
Usap kayo, usap.
We got a glimpse of that for a bit. He was talking about them consistently talking, and you know, your errors are really gonna bite you in the back later on pag hindi talaga naalagaan.
Exactly, with these 12 points of Negros, half of that 12 points errors dito ng San Juan. So I think here for San Juan, let's not complicate things. They just need to work on basics, and part of which is that ayusin nila, they need to work out yung errors na binibigay nila dito sa Negros.
That's a point for the Blue Hawks.
Unfortunately, it continues, and that's not the best way to go for a timeout, pero malayo pa naman.
Yeah.
Medyo malayo nga lang din ang Negros sa pagkakataon nito.
Exactly. Well, here for San Juan, I feel so much pressure. They are moving very tight. They need to shake it off and play their game.
Manukay is gonna step back in.
Now serving for the Lady Knights.
And San Juan also gets a bit of a breather after that. Great dig. Now an attack for the quick. Catamora doesn't get a hand on it. Gacera. That's out.
And what I like about here for Ira Totanes, kahit minsan hindi naging successful yung puntos ng spiker niya, babalikan at babalikan niya yon to gain confidence. But unfortunately, there for Casera, good approach, but unfortunately, lack of follow-through. And underneath that ball si Casera on that attack.
There it goes. On the other side, if you want some answers, you gotta give it to Sam.
And Catamora right now really becoming so much formidable in the middle, attacking, blocking. Sam Catamora has improved so much.
Doing a little bit of everything. Itong si Sam Catamora. Santa Maria on the other hand, siya ang magic bunot. Para kay Coach Bernie Crisodogo. Still hasn't happened yet. Here she goes again. Vivi. Solid strike, still hitting. Kalisin was there. What a block from Moraga to end things once and for all.
I think 2 blocks already here for Moraga. For San Juan, I mean, yes, they can attack, but the attacks has becoming very predictable. I mean, they need to be intentional. They need to look for empty spots, for placements, because well defended na yung atake dito at yung mga palo at direction na binibigay dito ng San Juan sa Negros.
Broken place taken care of by the Blue Hawks. And that was hard work paying off para kay Lim.
In all fairness, hands for San Juan, they have a very solid floor defense with Torsar, Ekalia. I mean, they're doing wonderful at the back. It's not just, again, they need to be more creative. They need to play smart. They need to know where exactly to put the ball.
San Juan service. Somebody was right there. Not much contact, but just enough to give Moraga the point. And now, in the second technical timeout, the lead has ballooned to 7. Moraga continues to give Negros the lead.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are still watching MPVA Season 2. Elimination rounds, but a do-or-die situation para sa San Juan. They trail by 7. They want to limit it down, and good dig from Noval. That was Casera finding the right side.
And this is the difference of Negros and San Juan. They can attack, yes, they can defend, but the attackers here for Negros, they're doing cut shot. They're doing placement shot. And that is something that San Juan needs to do if they want to have a higher conversion sa attacking.
Tutanes is now back at the service. But for Balingit, on the other hand, she will be able to get her first point in this game.
Exactly, and we're expecting so much here for Balingit, knowing that itong laro na to is really very crucial. So, a lot of very good matchup here, Balingit kontra Casera. So, let's see who will come out victorious here in this match.
Ira very comfortable. Not enough contact again. Goes to Jella. Great take by Torzar. They go on the other side, and that scramble will be enough.
Well, actually, Hans, as we can see on that play, Torzar already there to cover. You know, so if yun yung naging sakit ng mga middle blockers sometimes, you need to be confident, especially mga drop ball na ganyan. You trust the libero to cover those drop balls.
That's another point for Tutanes. No contact mula kay Moraga on that one. Jella finds center court. And another conversion for Negros.
And finally, Jella Lopez already on board here for Negros. Well, imagine, because a lot of scorers, a lot of players are chipping in points dito for Negros. Unang puntos pa lang yun ni Jella Lopez. Well, everybody now in the starting six for Negros is really very formidable.
Here goes Adi. And does basically the same thing Jella did that point ago.
And I think because of that attack, because of the lead that we have, timeout dito mula San Juan.
All momentum going their side so far. Let's listen in and try one more time with Coach Burley Cursologo.
Spiker. Connection to spiker tayo, ha? Ano problema natin? Myla, receive. Guys, wala pa yan, ha? Kaya pa yan, bawi lang. Ganahan nyo.
Upon the cut that happened, Coach Bernie mentioned na ganahan nyo. Communication. Talk it out. Because they do have their offense.
Yes.
We can't, you know. pinpoint the offense as the main problem, but the errors have built up on them so far. But Balingit, this is what we were talking about, Jom. The flow of
Yes.
offense is there.
Exactly. And I think on rotation as well. But now let's see who will come out now as an additional help to Balingit.
But before that, this is a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now.
Now serving for Sunwine.
Balingit already has 2. Ekalia with 4. Another attack. Nitura with a great block. They find KC. And what a block. Yet again. Stopped. Cancelled by Negros.
For San Juan here, I think Negros already knew that most of the sets are going to Balingit and Ekalia, and that's the problem, Hans. Nagiging predictable, well anticipated ng defense dito ng Negros who will attack on San Juan's end. So they need to look for additional spark plug para malito itong defense ng Negros.
Moraga has 3 block points, specifically in this set alone. They get the ball back. Jella this time. San Juan scrambling for it. And it goes in. Tough break for San Juan.
So sayang yun, nagdalawang isip. You know, in volleyball talaga, you really need to be decisive whether or not kukunin mo yung bola. Well, I think here for San Juan, anticipating that the ball will go outside. Unfortunately, that is inside. Puntos dito for Lopez.
Here goes Balingit, no blockers. Still goes through. Just give a free ball. Ira Tuadi. Ball is no longer kept alive. What a block from the Lady Knights.
And sometimes here for San Juan, if sometimes you cannot outpower your opponent on attacks, well, you need to solidify your net defense. And I think that is what Tony Tutura is doing. And also not only solidifying your defense, but you need to play smart. You need to outsmart the opponent.
Ten-point advantage, but San Juan can build up on their habits at the end of the first. From the back is Malyari, using the net as a friend.
And I think everything is going well here for Negros. And then again, the anticipation here on the side of San Juan.
Very comfortable is Negros in set number 1. But they give a free ball away to Noval, who gets a point for San Juan.
We need to see more from Noval. You know, individually, Noval, Balingit, and Ekalia are great players. I think they just need na magsabay-sabay lang. And this time, another veteran as well, Sabas, they need to come in together. They need to play together if they really want to have a chance defeating Negros.
Gonna have to give it away. They test the defense. And that was JL Bravo. Super sub coming through.
And Bravo talaga, fresh from the bench and immediate and instant impact dito for Negros.
Now they're at set point. Negros will keep it alive. Ira to Alex. Another placement, won't work this time. To Tanes. Goes to Malyari, but the same result happens. Malyari. Still a no-go, quite a long rally we have here. The signature spike mula kay Nituro won't go. Kalisin will no longer keep it alive as Adi Caparal gets the point and gets the set for Negros.
And there we go. I think for Negros, everybody really contributing well. That is a well-orchestrated set here for Tutanes. And as usual, Caparal, even from the pipe, can prove us that she can still deliver here for Negros.
A very confident set number 1 mula sa Negros Immaculada Mega Wide, taking the first set 25-13. We'll be back for set number 2.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon! Sa katimugang bahagi ng Luzon, matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na tiyak na ma-enjoy ninyo. Bukod sa mga tourist destinations,
Once more, it is 25-13. Negros looking sharp and steady para sa kanilang una sa dalawang laro na magkakaroon sila for this weekend for them to get that Final Four spot active. For San Juan, it has been working on offense, but there were a lot of crucial mistakes that proved dire for them to make it back in this set.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Slow start, but yet they managed to win the game. For San Juan, it is actually Ikalia who started strong but had a hard time lumipat na sa Ikalia at the back. But, you know, errors really helping Negros here. And if there is some bright spot talaga here for San Juan, that is Torzar. They just need to convert those digs in the reception na binibigay ni Torzar. As we can see here, hands almost identical, not big of a difference yung attacks. Yes, blocks was a help here for Negros. But again, you know, the most glaring part here is yung errors na binigay ng San Juan. Imagine 8. And in all fairness, dito for Negros, for minimizing and controlling their errors only by 2.
We're about to find out how big of a change and adjustment San Juan is gonna make in this second set. Sabas at the back. Val wants access. And she gets the point, the first for San Juan.
You know, Noval is not the tallest of an outside hitter, but the leaping ability enable her to hit the ball on a very high contact. And we need Noval right now. More than anything else, we need her in this very crucial game.
Dishing it to Lopez, won't go. 1-2. Look at Ira coming alive for that one as Negros ties it up.
Well, I think here, you know how diverse the scoring of Negros right now, Hans. Everybody cracked in the starting 6, already had a score. At least 3 points, at least 2 points. Even Ira Totan is the setter. So I think it's really so hard, making it so difficult for San Juan to identify sino yung mag-atake.
Speaking of which, an ace secured by Fifi Casera.
And
One of the more, you know, formidable servers here in the league.
Exactly. At dagdag sakit ang ulo ito sa San Juan because attacks, blocking, and even service aces pumupuntos. But even digs, Negros playing so well.
Miss call from Caparal. And that was Nitura getting another point for the team.
Well, lucky break there for San Juan, but we need to see an attack. We need to see a converted attack there. An intentional attack from the ladies, especially those players in front dito for San Juan.
This is a free ball for the Lady Knights. And that is easy, soft, and well-placed para kay Noval.
Well, Noval, sabi ko nga, she has a very good and high valuable IQ. Just when everybody thought they're on the side of Negros, papaluin ni Noval, just last minute decided to go for a drop ball.
What a block. Negros keeping it alive. How about make things a little softer as well? Caparal adjusts for the point.
And speaking of high valuable IQ, also one of them is Andeng Caparal. Nakita niya establishing blockers, and the best thing to do is to use the hands of the blocker through soft touch. Pumasok nga yung palo dito ni Andeng.
Right at the middle. Itura Kent. San Juan relies on Abby yet again. Noval for the second time in a row.
Noval with 5 points already, and Noval just simply doing her assignment. Sabi ko nga, if you cannot outpower your Noval is doing right now.
And there's less errors now.
Yun.
Mula sa San Juan, which is a really good sign for them. Caparal taking a lot of those sets from broken plays. Lopez had her fair share, but also in terms of hits and misses.
Well, I hope that San Juan will recognize the mistakes that they had during set 1. They started strong, but in midway nakabawi itong Negros. I mean, almost the same scenario right now in set 1. Negros starting it slow, so let's see if maging replicate ba ito ng set 1 natin.
That just hurts. Mula kay Tony Nitura as a miss from the service line will give Negros a point. They only trail by 1. Look at the rejection.
Well, I don't know if it is Katamora or Caparal. Let's take a look on the replay. Very good timing. Oh yes, it is Andeng Caparal. Kita mo hands, there's waving their hands together, pressing it forward just to make sure hindi papasok yung bola dito ng San Juan.
Katamora tried to go for it the first time. Noval can't go as Vismonte was there. Si Andeng na naman. How about a spike from the setter to change things up?
And don't be deceived there by Ira Totan. She can attack. The cerebral assassin, I must say, here for Negros. Let's take a look one more time.
Hindi siya yung baon, but it was very well placed. That's simply the kind of player Ira is. But for Abigail Noval, she is relentless in this game.
Exactly. You know, I like how Abigail Noval is, for me, is one of the best outside hitters here for me with 6 big points already. Variation yung 6 na puntos ni Abigail doon. More than the power, well-placed attacks by Abigail Noval.
You're talking about well-placed. Sam just dishes it and goes for a point.
Exactly. And again, for Negros, you really don't know who will attack. And I think that is their advantage here in this match, because everybody could have the ability to score a point for Negros.
Basmonte was there. Casera naman.
Oh,
what a save. Mula kay Manukay to keep it alive. So Casera was like, why not try things again?
yes. The second time is good here for Casera. Not the strongest of hits, but successful attack there coming from Casera.
A solid effort mula sa kanila as Manukay went full-on girly pop mode for that save. Just couldn't bite onto that second attack. And this is 8-6 in favor of Negros.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Back here in Quezon, this is the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. For Teen Ecalia, volleyball isn't just a sport. It's been her companion for 19 years. Now for her, the court became her refuge, especially in moments she couldn't be with her parents. Sabi niya na pag nalulungkot ako, dito ko binubuhos lahat para sumaya. And with her parents now gone, volleyball holds even deeper meaning. It's her strength, her livelihood, and her drive. Dito sa volleyball, kumikita ako. Kailangan ko pang pagtrabahuan to, sabi niya. And now, every time she plays, she still feels her parents close. Iniisip ko na andito sila, nakabantay sa akin at proud silang makita ko naglalaro. Sila ang pinangahawakan ko, sabi niya. And in every point, Tin plays for love, especially the one watching from above. Back to you, Jong and Hans.
For such a heartwarming report, Fiona, this just goes to show you that this is more than a game for some. Maybe a game for some people, but that's the power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. And Ecalia scoring a point, but going back to what Fiona was talking about kanina lamang, you know, you can never really know, right? Kung saan humuhugot ng lakas ang ating mga manlalaro. And specifically for one player, that's from her parents who would always be watching her from above.
And I think it's really pretty common, not only in volleyball hands, but also in life, that we all have our own whys. Why we get up in the morning, why we do in purpose. But here, for the volleyball players, well, I think it's fueled them. I mean, the experience and their whys fuel them to go on their A game every day.
A game being tested. As of the moment, just wouldn't go para sa Negros, as San Juan is already tied up in this set number 2. Ecalia coming through with 5 points. Looking to add to that tally even more. Casera. Katamora with the extra touch, but it won't happen just yet. A free ball for Negros. Ira. Fifi had to adjust. Lim. Too close to the antenna. Para kay Javen Sabas, and a point goes to Negros.
Well, at least I think this set, compared to set number 1, it is much closer and lesser error here for San Juan. You know, counting errors, it means so much. It makes so much of a difference.
Sabas has more room to operate now. This is a free ball para sa San Juan. How will they take advantage? Not that time. Both teams scrambling on their offense. How about another attack? Blocked but kept in play. Lim goes 1-2, but Jella was there. Sabas as well. Goes back for the attack, and it still won't happen.
Wow.
Quite a long rally we have here. Who will be the one to finish it? And it's gonna be Sabas building on momentum play.
I think more than the transition play, hands here, Lim going back and back and back there to Javin Sabas, it will build her confidence. Imagine several times Javin Sabas was not successful on her attacks, and I think that will affect her morale. But after that successful and converted attacks, let's see if magtutuloy-tuloy yung momentum dito ni Javin.
Sabas wasn't part of that first 6. Now getting her first point. Moraga with another miss-hit, but they get another chance. And that is Gacera not wasting it.
Favorite ko talaga itong mga cut shots, ang mga down-the-line cross-court ni Casera. It's really hard to read, especially yung mga cross-court na gano'n. And Casera have already mastered those kind of attacks. Really well placed.
This is 11 serving 10 with Tutanes. Another error This time comes from Nitura. It was a pretty solid streak of them not committing errors and just using the attack line. Pero dalawang beses na yan. And another service ace. Ira Tutanes make that 4 points for the setter.
And I think, Hans, this is nothing against, of course, the starting 6 here for San Juan. This is the weakest rotation here for San Juan because your top 2 leading scorers, Ekalia and Noval, is at the back, defending the volleyball. And I think it puts so much pressure, especially for Nitura and Sabas to score a point. And back-to-back ace hands here for Ira Tutanes.
Ira Tutanes, a heavy hitter from the service line, does the same thing to Abby Noval. Let's listen in on San Juan.
Tara, hindi makaka-atake yung ano natin. Tara!
There are timeouts that you talk about the fault, but I believe this was a timeout to stop the momentum. You cannot attack if you can't receive, and that's what Coach Bernie was saying.
And for me here for San Juan, nothing much to complicate things. They just need to work on their service reception, and it will all start there.
Doon,
Wow.
tumigil ang scoring streak ng Negros.
And finally, after that rotation, well, I must commend that powerful hit of Sabas and breaking down that great wall of Negros. But I think after that rotation, it will somehow give much favor for San Juan as Abigail Noval is in front here for the Lady Knights.
Look at the attack. Still kept alive by Javen. She is everywhere today. Casera na naman. Goes long. 2 straight para sa San Juan.
You know, Casera, I feel that she's trying to do the end line, that down the line cross court. Unfortunately, yun nga, in doing that, you need to have a good rest action. Unfortunately, lack of follow through on that attempt.
You make some, you miss some.
Yeah.
How about that answer? Wouldn't go for that down the line, just go center instead.
Doon, nanigurado na dito si Casera.
Casera now with 6 points. And unfortunately, she won't be able to add to that just yet. And adds the San Juan's point tally.
I think the closest, way closer here compared to our set number 1.
Look at that setup.
Go.
Just won't go para kay Moraga. And even Ekalia can't get it across. That's a point para sa Negros. Heading into the second technical timeout, they lead by 3, 16-13.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You are still watching MPVA Season 2 matchup between Negros and San Juan. It is still Hans Galeria, Jong Panerio, and Fiona Bacani, your broadcast crew for this weekend. And that was Moraga serving, Noval spiking, and San Juan getting another chance. back. Won't go. Ekalia can't convert. How about Adi? Using the blockers for another point para sa Negros.
Wow. Well, I think right now I have my best play of the game. Look at that cut shot naman. Talaga niyang Kaparal, napakanipis.
Just using enough arm to create an angle. And that is another service ace from Negros. This time it came from Moraga.
Yung nakakailang service aces na ditong Negros. Well, remember, Negros tallied 10 service aces during their first meet-up in first round. So I think it calls for a more solid service reception dito for San Juan.
Goes to the right. That kind of surprised them a bit. And Catamora was ready, but there was a net fault, so the point will go to San Juan.
Uy, sayang naman yun. But, well, it's still good anticipation and good read there coming from Catamora. This is just a 4-point lead, Hans. I think this could still be anybody's game.
Closer than how set number 1 went. But in order for them to catch up, there needs to be some momentum built. And they can't do that if the error comes from the service line.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I mean, sayang yung momentum na supposedly nabibuild na dito ng San Juan. It's been instantly killed by those errors.
Number 7, Chelo Lopez out. Number 18, Karatamon in.
So these are new faces. Napapasok para sa Negros. That's Siason and Karatamon. As 19 serves 14. That's another ace in favor of Negros.
Well, Tamon, instant impact there. You know, aside from Ayan Tatanes, Tamon, also a very deadly server. At dito nga si Coach Jesse Barogan naninigurado na that double substitution resulting for a full rotation dito for Negros. 3 attackers in front.
Right at the block. Won't happen as Noval converts on the spike off the blockers.
Right now, just like that, I think 2 points in set number 1. 5 points here in the second set. Total of 7 points for Abigail Noval.
Adi's not gonna give you time to adjust to what you were saying. Go talk about her now, Jong.
Well, thank you for leading the floor, Hans. But yeah, naputol ako dun eh. But yeah, also, as you can see, let's give half the credit, Hans, to Tamon. I mean, because of that combination, halos wala ng blockers dun sa Anding Kaparal. Libreng-libreng makapalo.
San Juan keeping it alive. To Abby again. Andun si Besmonte. Si Libre naman. They can't seem to find the opening. And another block point goes to the Lady Knights.
Hindi libre si Libre sa attempt na yun. Blockers is there to deny her. But right now, just 4 more points hands here for Negros to have a 2-set advantage here over San Juan.
Mary Ekalia being active on the defensive end. Siason won't go. Tamon was there. Baredo has the set. Rashada goes strong. Leans in para kay Balingit. And that's a point para sa San Juan.
I know Balingit can store big time. I mean, she can. But right now, she's the missing link dito for San Juan. You see Noval, also Ekalia during the first set, contributing a lot. But we need to see more. We need to see score here for Balingit.
San Juan inching closer. But Siason doing enough to get that point in between the blockers.
And this is what I like about Negros because even though you didn't crack the starting six, even you're a bench player, but even yung mga stringers dito ni Coach Jesse Baroga is really very capable of scoring and chipping and giving points to their team.
Sinisilip ko din dito yung mga nasa bench nila. Lahat nagamit na.
Oh, and lahat, I guess, may puntos na.
Gotta love it so far. Gives them more confidence. Libre was there. Si Aso na naman. Balingit looks for a long shot, but it goes wide. And a point goes to Negros yet again.
Well, this time out here for San Juan. Let's listen in.
Pag nakakuha na tayo ng tawag dito, outball natin, tayo agad tayo. Kasi may mga tendency bigla ang balik. Huwag natin sukuan, ha? Hindi naman porket pangit yung deliver sa atin ng pagka-depensa natin, isukuan na natin, hayaan na natin sila makapalo uli sa atin ng maganda. Meron pang pagkakataon, ha? Wala pa yan, tara, sipag tayo, tumayo agad kayo. Trabaho tayo, trabaho lang, nanalo kayo dyan, trabaho lang.
Coach Bernie emphasizing on the extra effort. There needs to be something like that to happen. Kasi kailangan matanggap na magiging pangit talaga.
Oo.
Yung receptions whenever Negros is gonna attack. But if they can make Negros work hard for their receives as well, and this could inch a little bit closer. Ekalia sets an unlikely duo there. Siason was blocked, and that's enough for San Juan to get another.
And also the veteran Manukay, I think that is her first registered block here in this match. Oh, and that is actually Balingit will be credited on that block.
So there's been a bit para sa kanila sa ngayon, but for Divine Cortez as one of the new additions, she just couldn't convert that time.
And this is what you've been telling us, Hans, since set 1. I mean, nakaka-build ito ng momentum for San Juan, but immediately, yun nga, nakikill yung momentum nila because of those unforced errors.
Siason was there. Tamon to Libre. Goes too long.
Well, right now, if I were Jesse Baroga, I let them go. It's okay, you know, for the bench players to make mistakes. Besides, isang puntos na lang na may nahabol ko. Why not, you know, let my bench players experience, you know, the pressure and enjoy this game.
They're gonna have to take care of business, though. Not give any sort of momentum to San Juan, as they can surprise you just like that.
And so far, I think out of the 4 attack points dito ni Casey Balingit, that is the strongest. And yes, you know, Negros, they really need to finish this game strong if they want to have the momentum in set number 3.
Unfortunately for San Juan, Negros doesn't even need to attack anymore as a point. Another set is awarded to the Immaculata Megawide Blue Hawks. They are 1 set away from taking the win in this game. San Juan is gonna figure it out once more, going back to the drawing board because they still have a set to fight for tournament life.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon! Sa katimugang bahagi ng Luzon, matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na tiyak na ma-enjoy ninyo. Bukod sa mga
25-13, 25-20. San Juan has managed to keep it closer than the first set and how it happened. Pero itong Negros has gotten a lot of contributions, specifically from 8 different players in set number 2 to get them the second set victory.
I like that, Hans. But, you know, again, for Negros nga, sabi ko, everybody has the capability of scoring a point. For San Juan, same old reasons. I mean, 8 errors still, it really hunts them, it pulls their momentum down. So that is the thing for me. Let's not complicate things here for San Juan. They need to minimize their errors. As we can see dito, oh, it's 9 errors pa nga. Pinapamigay dito ng San Juan. Attacking-wise, they're almost equal. It's not just the aces of Negros yung kailangan pang solidify dito ng San Juan, the service reception. But right now, they really need to work on and minimize their errors.
At muli namin ipapaalala sa ating mga manonood that this right here is a do-or-die game para sa San Juan in order for them to even have a chance of making it into the Final Four. Pero para sa Negros, ito ang unang hakbang dahil may laban pa sila bukas at kahit parehas na kupunan ay meron pang laban bukas. There's a lot more opportunity para sa Negros and there's less for San Juan given that they're at 6th, so they really need to get their gears going here if they want to still continue to fight for that postseason spot. Noval, Moraga joust. Caparal back row. Noval yet again. What a dig from Caparal. Noval's been all around. It's Abby against Adi. And Noval gets another.
Very good point there. And also, Hans, going back to what you were saying earlier, these games, the remaining games of San Juan and Negros, I mean, they need to play with so much compassion and so much heart because if ever one of them make it into the semifinals, they'll be facing the #1 team. And so far, that is Dasmariñas. So they really need to treat this game as if this is their tune-up game against the very dominant Dasmariñas Monarch.
And they're doing their best quite comfortably in the first 2 sets. Pero para sa San Juan, they want to get some answers right away. It was Noval and Decalia combining, already contributing for the 3rd set. Terzar sets it up for Decalia again. Tawan was there. That was an idea mula kay Moraga that won't be executed into perfection.
And also good eye there coming from our first referee, recognizing that it's already 4 touches. But again, I mean, same story here for Negros. Always start the set really slow, but midway, dun talaga umarangkada itong Negros Immaculada.
Another free ball mula sa Blue Hawks. They give it to Siason. Finds the gap between defenders.
Well, I'm so sorry. Well, I thought yung set na yon ni Lim, well, if to Nitora, if that set was a combination play, I think that will be a point there for San Juan. Halos wala ng blockers. Unfortunately, itong si Lim still decided to go for a quick.
Nitora will give it to Decalia. Sige, isama nyo na lang towards your way down.
Good timing. That is a good timing and good decision Therefore, nakikita niya, established na yung blocker dito ng Negros. And the best thing that she could actually do is hintayin at i-delayed yung palo niya. Pumalo sa Ikalia, almost pababa na yung mga blockers dito ng Negros.
Also a great set from Nitura there. Again, another unlikely duo. But here's a likely player to score, Adi Caparal.
Of course, if you really need an instant point, just dial number 2. And Andeng Caparal, just one more point for a double-digit performance here.
There's Noval doing just enough to get another point.
And welcome to matchup of Andeng Caparal and Abigail Noval, both 9 points, I guess, here for these two very good outside hitters.
We're not even playing billiards, but this could be a race to 10. And there it goes. The first to 10 is Caparal. Obviously, it's a small win, but it's a good photo on that bigger picture.
Exactly. I like that, Hans. But this time, I think here for San Juan, mas may advantage when it comes to rotation itong Negros. Still 3 spikers in front.
Kalia there was blocked. The blockers had a touch on it. Caparal still making it for the second time. And that right there is your game's community cam powered by pusopi.com. Your game, your community. You gotta join now. Maraming salamat po for coming over and supporting dito mismo. Sigurado ako na yung mga sinusuportahan nila, especially the Quezon Tangerines, are gonna be here in that third game. Sabas was blocked. Race to it again. That's combination play. That's what you asked for, John.
Yes. And thank you, Lim and Ikalia, for that combination play, well executed.
And that was the power of Spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now because that was a loaded smash from the middle. Galing kay Ikalia.
Yes. And here for San Juan, they need to be creative on their setup. I mean, basang-basa na ng Negros yung mga palo dito at yung mga setup nila. So they need to be creative on their execution for them para maisahan nila itong blocking at saka floor defense ng Negros.
But so far, they've been trading point for point as Caparal already with 11. Over reception still is workable. Another ball given to Sabas. A third one to Javen, and Adi was there. Joren Siason is gonna do just enough to get a point para sa Negros.
Well, in all fairness here for Siason, you know, as a bench player right now, not only on the attacks, but that is really a very difficult set. Those sets coming from behind. But still, Siason, ganda ng timing. At nakapuntos mga on that setup.
Ties it again, all at 6. Sabas doing placement. Lopez using strength. Javen goes yet again. And finally gets the angle she was looking for.
Yes, of course, Javen Sabas, really very veteran. Nothing so fancy there, Hans. Just simple volleyball, textbook volleyball, yet really very effective here for the veteran Javen Sabas.
You know, for someone na madalas sa kanya nabababad yung point of attack ng kanyang kupunan, you would get exhausted from jumping too much. So,
oh, definitely.
Sabas just using some smarts there. And then adjusts with a little bit of power. Caparal sa likod. Sabas was there. Nitura just had to toss. Another free ball para sa San Juan. They go to the Nitura side. Adi from the backbone end. Paano naman kung 1-2 na lang, sabi ni Lim.
And Lim, ginulat yung depensa dito, and we need to see more of that coming from Lim.
And for the first time in this game, we will go to a technical timeout with San Juan getting a 2-point advantage.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You are still watching the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association, where for Team Senior Sam Catamora, staying with Negros was a choice of heart. Binabalik-balikan ko kasi mahal ko ang volleyball. Kahit may choice na ako umalis, pinili ko pa rin magstay, sabi niya. After an injury kept her from playing last year, kahit sa last game hindi raw siya nakalaro, this season became her chance to finally maximize her final run. And as she prepares to pass the torch, Sam hopes to leave her younger teammates with the same values that their own seniors left behind. Panatiliin lang ang respeto sa mga seniors sa bawat isa sa laro sa kalaban. Disiplina lang lagi sa sarili at higit sa lahat, mahalin mo ang ginagawa mo. And it's why she's still here to share that kind of passion with the people around her. Now for Sam, being an ate means leading with respect, discipline, and love for the game that she doesn't want to let go of. Back to you, Jong and Hans.
Maraming salamat, Fiona, once again. Ate Sam, starting to provide some more leadership. It's quite understandable na silang dalawa ni Ira yung isa sa mga, or yung dalawa sa mga leader nitong kupunan na ito. Ira being more of the vocal leader, but Sam along the sidelines constantly reminding everybody, as that was yet again another point mula kay Javen Sabas, who's been an outlier for the Negrense defense in this one.
Exactly, and just right now, Sabas, just when you needed her the most. But I think this is the best time here for Sam and for Ira to showcase their leadership. Nakikita natin sobrang tight na, nagiging tight ng laruan dito ng Negros. So they need to work on composing themselves here in this match right now.
Nobody home to get that after Ekalia just saved it. So it's a point para kay Graciela Libre on that one.
And Graciela Libre, I mean, for the past attempts, Graciela just trying so hard to score a point. But kita mo, on that past attempt, she deceiving the defense, facing cross-court, but suddenly just doing down the line.
Almost a service ace, but I believe they will get it across. Tamon, running attack, goes long.
Sayang yun. Hans, personally, I really do love watching different kind and variation of sets sa ating mga setters, especially if it is well executed by the spikers. Sayang, ganda ng approach ni Moraga doon. Unfortunately, yun nga yung is action. Yung nagkukulang dito, reason for that ball to go outside.
But unfortunately for San Juan, this is where their inconsistency comes from. Yung service line has provided them a lot of problems so far.
But I don't know, I think Hans right now, we're almost halfway through ending the set number 3. But I think that is just the first error dito ng San Juan. Well, improving compared to the first 2 sets.
Tamon goes with a high arcing serve, and Oval tears the defense down.
And Abigail Duval, Kapitana, let me welcome you on your double-digit performance right now. 10 big points here for Abigail Duval.
Kita niya yung kamay. Nandun yung kamay, nakasarado na. Pero nauga pa rin ng palo ni Noval. There she goes again. Libre was there. Tamon goes to Siason. How about an attack from Ekalia? Won't go. Lim to Abby. Now it's Adi. This is the long rally yet again, but it will be done quickly through the course of Ekalia.
At yung sinasabi ko, I mean, kailangan lang talaga magsabay-sabay nitong mga players na to. Of course, Ekalia, Inoval, and In all fairness there, just when you expected that Balingit will be really a key factor here in this match, it is Sabas stepping up big time here for the Lady Knights.
But again, that hurts their chances
Yun.
so much. They can't seem to, completely pull away. Dahil doon nga sa mga service errors, which hurts them every now and then.
And sobrang sayang yun. You could have already built your momentum. But yun nga, Hans, yung mga service errors dito ng San Juan.
But if you have Noval by your side, then might as well an easy point right back.
Well, I miss those days. Abigail Noval, parang aging really, really gracefully. I mean, naglalaro pa siya sa Perpetual Binyan. Ganun pa rin hanggang ngayon. Yung taas ng talon dito ni Abigail Noval, almost walang pinagbago.
Caparal goes off speed and Noval was there. This time, Ekalia finds the hole on the defense and Tamon can't handle it.
And the second player here for San Juan to score double figures. Ekalia, this former UA Lady Warrior, really showing so much versatility playing right now as a utility spiker here for the Lady Knights.
Ekalia already also at double figures. That's their combination with this player right here who gets rejected by Negros.
And just when we thought that it will send San Juan to second technical timeout, well anticipation, good timing there coming from Siason and Moraga.
She also hung in there.
Yo.
There was a lot of movement, but it is also Negros returning the favor as Moraga misses on it. This is the second technical timeout that San Juan has a 6-point advantage against Negros.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on PusoP.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Dahil pumupuso pa ang San Juan kontra sa kanilang Katunggali, who is already 2 sets above them. But an error from Ekalia is going to give a point to the Blue Hawks.
Well, Hans, one of the major reasons here why San Juan is leading by 5 is first, they're able to minimize their error. Second, Sabas, Ekalia, and Noval nagsabay-sabay. That is San Juan's triple threat here contra Negros. And I think if they're going to continue what they're doing right now with a solid floor defense as well of Tarzar, I will not be surprised if they will snatch this third set contra Negros.
But here's a change of scenery here for Coach Jesse Baroga, putting back Jella Lopez and Ira Totanes on the floor for their next rotation. Lim, combination again. Bumalik kay Ekalia. Going to Sabas and finds the corner.
Ang ganda naman noon. Well, sayang yung combination. I think Ekalia was a little bit too late on that combination. But there you go, Javin Sabas. Veteran move, facing cross-court. Alam mo yung hands din suddenly shifting into the down the line. Halos walang tao there to defend that Javin Sabas attack.
Oh, but look at this. Mailalim, the main setter of the team, is not on the floor right now para sa San Juan. So it's going to be a variety of sets here that will be quite unfamiliar para sa kanila. Ekalia doing the setter work for the Lady Knights. Balingit gets blocked. 1-2 won't work. Adi just tosses.
Wow!
There's a chase from Abby and the ball kept in play still. Combination will go in favor of Negros.
Nako, kung pumuntos yung San Juan doon, hindi ako mapayag that you will not give half the credit to Abigail Nobal. Grabing depensa doon. But meanwhile, Hans, as you can see here, hindi ko alam kung paano ginagawa ni Kalia to. But right now, just a split of a second, setter na siya ngayon.
You just gotta do it. Labas na lahat ng alas dito. Because it's tournament life you're gonna have to fight for. Sabas off speed, can't go. Lopez with power. Libre just puts a bit of possession. Had to adjust and San Juan gets it. Balingit will get the point.
A point is still a point, and Balingit right now has 6 silent points already here for San Juan. And let's see if this rotation will work for Coach Obet.
Substitution for Negros. Number 17, Casella Libre out. Number 4, Fifi Casella.
So there's more players joining in. That is the traditional 6 that Coach Jesse Baroga usually goes for, as they also trail by 6 in this third set. They go to Lopez. To Sabas. They're looking to add to it, and cut shot, no. Drop shot, maybe, because it got the point.
Exactly, and right now here, Coach Jesse Baroga naninigurado na. The familiar faces, the usual suspects here for Negros are back. So let's see if this starting 6 can tie things up here.
Service error.
But the service error where San Juan made some mistakes in sets 1 and 2. Sa set 3 naman ng Negros ang nangyayari dyan.
Well, again, you know, these errors are momentum killers. So both squads right now, they really need to minimize their errors.
Great serve putting them down. Sabas, andun na naman. Balingit. Will add some extra juice, but gets blocked again. Nitura. Ball kept alive by Negros. Ira goes to Jella. Nobody home after that drop.
I mean, just when everybody thought, well, even me, I thought that Jella Lopez is gonna hit that ball really hard. And Jella Lopez making it looks like so easy, adjusting mid-air and deciding mid-air to just drop the ball. But Jella Lopez perfectly, in specialty of the si Jella Lopez yung mga drop na yan.
Goes wide for Abby Noval. If you're Coach Bernie Cresologo, I think you're gonna love that. That's your leading scorer of the team. But Negros is inching closer.
Oh!
And an ace is secured. Ekalia can't get to it in time.
Well, I don't know what happened there, but Ekalia really supposedly get that ball. She's the setter. She should get the second ball.
But those were certain lapses on adjusting on the fly. Let's listen in to San Juan.
Yung mga spikers na, mga spikers na kabila kapag wala sila sa execution, sayang tumatama sa ganito man na-check list na overlap. Ha? Focus na tayo sa next one na ito. Pero isa lang pa tayo. Ano lang, kapitan nyo na to sa ating isa. Let's go! Kapit sipag lang.
Coach Bernie was telling them, naipakita nyo na. Usually, it's just very general reminders from Coach Bernie Cresologo in losing efforts. Pero for the first time in this series, they actually feel like they have a really good chance of winning a set.
And medyo kinilabutan ako doon, Hans. I mean, on that timeout, nothing very technical on that timeout. But Coach Cresologo, talagang sinasabi, pakita nyo na sa atin to.
And Oval wants to take matters into her own hands yet again. So from 3 sets, they want to make it 4 compared to that first round meeting. Ekalia goes back on offense. Manukay was there. Barredo is too. And Casera just scratches it off the blockers.
Very smart. Really very smart there of Casera, just using the hands of the blocker. Kita niya, hindi naman nakapayong yung mga blockers dito ng San Juan. Why not? I'll use it to my advantage. And Casera scoring a point there for Negros.
Itura. Andun si Adi, who will get a point right away.
I really don't know kung paano na mapatagos yun ni Andeng Caparal.
Well, there's one way to explain it, because it's a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. And another explanation is because it's Adi Caparal.
At hindi ko rin alam, Hans, kung paano mo na gawing transition na yon.
Just
Very good.
find the gaps, find the holes, just like how Adi does it.
And this is really very deadly, no? If you're San Juan, the hopes are there to get this set 3. But Andeng Caparal, isang malaking tinik dito for San Juan.
And another timeout is gonna be called by Coach Bernie Crisologo. Let's listen in quick.
Ang ginagawa natin, hindi tayo maka-atake ng maayos eh. Kaya papigilan nyo lang yan, tignan nyo tuloy-tuloy ulit tayo. Kuhanin lang natin yung momentum.
Isa ikot lang, isa ikot lang, isa ikot, isa ikot.
Huwag nagbitawan ha, sipag. Sipag lang uli, sipag lang uli, sipag lang uli.
Again, yung hindi pagtawag ni Coach Bernie ng timeouts kanina has really been helpful for her to, or him to talk to his team a little bit better in the closing moments of set number 3, because they still have a 1-point lead.
Exactly. Well, the most important part there is let's see if Coach Bernie Crisologo was able to freeze the momentum na nakukuha na dito ng Negros.
And that will be another point for La Capitana. Abby Noval scores another.
And Abigail Noval, you know the biggest advantage of hers? Hindi man ganun katangkad as an outside hitter, but the leaping ability of Abigail Noval, tsaka yung wrist action niya, dagdagan mo pa ng maturity and her experience, really very deadly.
Just so good. Every time, Abby does it again.
Salamat sa buhay mo, Kapitana Abigail Noval. Nothing really changed, you know. When she's still playing in Perpetual in Binyan, hanggang ngayon, still really very deadly.
Separating themselves again. This is a free ball. Ekalia finds cross court for another point.
Well, because of this, Negros mapatawag dito ng timeout. But Ikalia, even though missed timing that volleyball, was able to find that spot here on the side of Negros.
I think this is the first time they're calling for a timeout. Let's listen in on Coach Jesse.
Meron tayong defense pattern, di ba? Pipi, di ba kasasabi lang, paalala magbe-baseline tayo? Eh, paano kayo makakuha ng bola niya kung ganyan? Ay, sumunod.
Obviously, if your coach, Don Baroga, not happy with how the patterns have been para sa kanila, especially upon the receiving end, which is much needed for them to fix on their attacks. And another ace. Momentum for Nitura. Set point for San Juan.
Just one more point. And here, for San Juan, they're taking advantage of the mental fortitude na meron itong Negros, their experience and veteran experience are coming into play right now.
Gotta save some more points here. Caparal block touch. Noval puts the finishing touches on the third set.
Well, I'm confident to tell you that I'm not surprised that San Juan gets this set number 3. Alam ko, mabawi yan. Abigail Noval, really the force to reckon with here for San Juan.
Oh my goodness. Abby scoring 7 points in the first 2 sets. She has 8 in the third set alone. San Juan still alive in this game.
Projects, plans, play,
Game!
with Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon! Sa katimugang bahagi ng Luzon, matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil-hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na
You're probably wondering why we went just a little silent for a few seconds. It's because we have to give a huge amount of commendation to Ekalia and especially to Abigail Noval, who has combined for 14 points.
Wow.
In that set number 3.
Well, I don't know with you, Hans, but I'm not surprised that San Juan get this third set. I mean, you know what at stake in this match? The chance in the Final Four. So you can see here on the stats, 19 big points here for the first time in the past 3 sets. And I think one of the key factors also is that the less errors dito ng San Juan. And right now, both the Noval and Caparal, 15 points.
Yeah, I was speechless because Lopez, while we were talking, just went, guys, it's a completely different set now. We gotta lock in.
And Jella Lopez hands during the third set was actually quiet. Well, let's see now if this will be a different story here for Jella.
I think that was because it was more Siason and Tamon joining in on the party. But now Lopez picking up on where she left off in sets 1 and 2.
And Aira Totanes just telling Lopez, you haven't scored much during the third set. Why not go back-to-back with you? And back-to-back points here for Jella Lopez.
Give it to the hot hand, why don't you? 2-0 in favor of Negros. Noval goes soft and characteristic. And that goes wide. Yung kalawit nitong si Ari won't work. That's an error mula sa Negros.
And yung slow start dito ng Negros didn't work during the third set. I mean, if you are Negros, you really want to start strong here in the fourth set.
Combination again. Ando si Sabas. Noval finds the back of the line.
Wow, you know what Abigail Noval, what these veterans did during the third set is that they took advantage on the struggling composure of the young Negros during the third set, and I think they're still planning to do that here in the fourth.
Caparal looks to answer. Lim was there. Torzar is gonna get it across. How about a second try? Will be effective for the veteran.
Hans, wala na ako masabi. For me, I just don't know, how to stop Abigail Noval right now.
Just incredibly smart, knowledgeable of the positioning nitong Negros. Caparal. How do you stop Abby?
I don't know.
You put up Adi against him.
Wow.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now. It is Adi Caparal now with 16 points. And Novalo, on the other hand, has 18. Those long shots, long risks, worth it for San Juan.
At this point, I'm running out of superlatives to describe how good Abigail Noval playing right now in this very important match here in this season.
18 big points for the veteran. Mitura was there. They give it to Ecalia. Variety of attacks. Another lefty in Lopez. It kind of makes so much sense as to how similar the dynamic duos of these teams are. You have Adi and Abby, and you also have two lefties in Ecalia and Lopez.
And I like how you've noticed that, Hans. And I think that's what makes this match really very interesting.
Lopez wanted to answer, can't get it. Ecalia. Power move won't go. The attacks of Negros are getting a little stiff here. They need more variety. But that will not happen as it goes out of bounds. And another point goes to San Juan.
Siguro at this point, I'll not talk much na siguro because I'm expecting we might go for a fifth set. So I need to reserve my energy right now. But I must say here, this is a totally different San Juan team we're looking at.
Caparal broke through the wall, but not through the digs. But for Abby, how long can she keep this up?
When I said that I'm running out of superlatives to describe the game of Abigail Noval, it is literally and figuratively. Abigail Noval just continues to amaze me right now.
It is 7 serving 3. It has been all San Juan with momentum. Even Caparal gets rejected. That was just a single blocker, but a free ball awarded to the Blue Hawks yet again. Combination breaking through the Ecalia block.
And that's the best thing to do, especially if yung mga simple sets ng setters sa wings. Madaling pag nababasa na yun, the best thing to do is to do a combination to confuse the net defense of your opponent. And Tutanes, playing with Caparal for many years, have already mastered that.
This is a free ball para sa Negros. They're gonna rely on an all-reliable scorer named Adi Caparal, but it will not go.
Oh.
As our first referee says, it goes out.
Well, I think once the first referee overruled the decision, it is final.
And that will be out. And this will be San Juan holding on to a 4-point lead after the first technical timeout.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Welcome back to the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. In a tense huddle after dropping the last set to San Juan, the Negro squad got a wake-up call from Coach Don Baroga. Now, there was frustration as he reminded players that they were wasting opportunities. Pag binibigyan kayo ng chance, nilalaro-laro nyo lang sa loob, sabi niya. Ayaw nyo come-over kahit kanino pa kayo pinagsasabihan. Now, he challenged their commitment, asking, lumalaban ba kayo? Bakit ayaw nyo sumunod? And warned about their growing complacency. Now, Coach pushed the team to trust their system and each other. Sigaw ng mga coaches na magtiwala sa pattern, kaya ipakita nyo sa kanila para hindi kayo agawan. The players also told each other na isa na lang, wala na yan, last na yan, as Negros now looks to turn that tough huddle into momentum heading into this next set. Balik sa inyo, Jong and Hans.
Maraming salamat, Fiona Bacani, and we are not wasting any opportunity here as we could potentially be going to a 5-set game depending on how this momentum has been para kay Mary Ecalia, Abby Noval, and the rest of San Juan. Here's another. And Ecalia does it yet again.
And right now, you know, if Abigail Noval has the leaping ability and the power, I think Ecalia is banking on variations. Kita mo kanina, before that, cross-court kill down the line, and the drop, she did that in the past 3 sequences. But meanwhile, Abigail Noval, astonishing performance at 19 points here in this very crucial match against Negros.
There was a touch on the block. Ito yung tinatawag, Jong, na second wind.
Oh.
Just when you have started to count out San Juan, they rise from the ashes and come swinging. But for Adi, she will never stop scoring and getting points.
Well, the problem here for Negros, yes, you have Caparal doing all the damage for Negros, but right now she will be serving at the back. So it's up with Ira Tutanes to identify the next spark plug or the next scoring machine dito for Negros.
You got Catamora and Casera.
Yeah.
Maybe those are enough options. They go with Fifi first. Ando si Torzar. Ecalia na naman. To Sabas. Great dig from Besmonte. Casera. What a save from Adi. Free ball to San Juan. Adi doing everything at the back, trying to keep it alive. And Casera won't waste it.
And Casera, nakita niya hindi payong at hindi pasok yung blocking dito ng San Juan. And all she needs to do is to just wipe the ball into the hands of the blocker and score a point.
There are multiple players scoring mula sa Negros, but there's only one Adi Caparal that has scored in double figures. Casera would have loved to change that. Still in play and in action. Sabas was blocked. Kabila naman tayo. Because that is Ecalia. And she's good at finding holes in the defense.
I told you, Ecalia really very good in doing variations. So it's really hard to defend. It's really hard to anticipate what will be the kind of attack. If you're the defender, it's really hard to anticipate what kind of attack yung gagawin ni Ecalia because she did a lot of variations talaga.
Catamora wanted to go quick, but it will be retrieved. Barreto to Casera, and that's another mistake. And
yeah,
Jong, I apologize, but I wanted to know more right from the start because we're gonna hear from Negros.
Okay, di ba? Bakit tayo mo tumalon? Hinihintay niyo bumaba yung...
I don't know what they were playing, Jong, but it seems like they were playing something. They're going up against the Marikina Lady Shoemasters later.
Yeah.
But from the attempt at the floor.
And you know, sometimes, volleyball, I think it is more than just a physical strength. I think it is more on your mental fortitude in playing volleyball. Right now, kita natin dito, Hansing Negros, they're really being so affected on what's going on. They need to shake it off. And right now, they need to celebrate a single point, even lamang dito yung San Juan. And I think that somehow would help them to bring back their confidence.
That's painful if you're Coach Don Baroga, just unable to find something. And 2 consecutive moments of pain.
And you can see the body language. I mean, you can see the body language dito ng Negros. They're moving really so tight, so slow. At doon nag-take advantage naman dito ang San Juan.
Number 4, Fifi Casera out. Number 17, Graciela Libre.
Kalahati na ang lamang ng San Juan sa ngayon. They go for combination, and that would be enough. Moraga, minimal contact, maximum damage.
Yes. But here also for Negros, I mean, the attacks have been predictable for San Juan because it's only Kaparal. I mean, missing links for me right now is the opposite, Jerry Lopez. We have not heard much, of course, from their middles, from Moraga and Katamora.
Sabas goes long. At yung dalawang sunod na mali ng Negros kanina, yan din ang dalawang sunod na puntos naman na binigay ng San Juan.
Well, in volleyball, sometimes it's okay to commit errors. You just need to make sure that that error will not affect you.
Nitura! Right at the middle!
And right now, dito, well, that is strongest attack of Tony Nitura so far here in this match.
You're talking about a player that's been quiet.
Oh.
It's Tony Nitura scoring a point for every set. She's already made his quota. Pero syempre gusto niya na magpas dyan. Naval finds somebody else. Initya na lang nitong si Lopez. Blocked. Back row attack galing kay Ikalia. Another free ball awarded. Nuval. Adi was there. This time a better opportunity for Jella won't go. Ida gives it away to Abby. And that is another point para sa Lady Knights, led by the Royal Knightess herself. Nuval gets another point for San Juan, and they lead by 7.
Projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. You're still watching MPVA Season 2. This is only the first match of the day, but it is already contesting to be one of the most heated ones. Because an effort consistently mula sa kanila has been making something happen.
And this time right now, for San Juan, the points is piling up. Here for Negros, errors been piling up in this match.
Here goes Libre. There seems to be such good floor defense galing sa San Juan. Something we've never seen before from this squad. And Uval, again and again and again.
Abigail Nuval, 21 big points here for Abigail Nuval. And Abigail Nuval, she's such a joy to watch. You know, kahit nag-error, she's just smiling. And it's really such a joy to watch talaga dito sa kapitan na Abigail Nuval.
Guess where they're going? To Abby again, but Besmonte was there. And another free ball. How about a second try? Ando naman si Ira.
Oh!
That 1-2 play won't work for Lim. So Negros gets a breather. A much-needed one for the Blue Hawks.
Well, there is a lot to work out here for Negros, but they need to start with their confidence first. It's really hard to execute the game. It's hard to execute the play if you're struggling from within. So they need to build their confidence first.
Besmonte nandun. To Jella. Now to Abby again. Besmonte can handle it. And how many more? How many times am I gonna say Abby's name over again?
Hans, if you have some superlatives there, because I'm run out of superlatives na to describe Abigail Lubal right now.
You know what? I'll try it. I'll try it in the next play if she does it again. Looks like it's not gonna happen for Abby, but for Adi, after that cold streak, it finally ends there.
But this time, just, simple volleyball here for Anding Caparal. Kita niya, there's a big gap between the defender and the blockers, and she took advantage in scoring a point here for Negros.
Lim goes to Ekalia, who just kisses it off the blockers.
Ekalia, sabi ko, if Abigail Lubal is power, you know what makes this duo really admirable is that Nuval is doing power, Ekalia is doing variation and smarts. And I think they're perfect here in this game, and that's why they're leading by 9 here contra Negros.
Nitoro, on the other hand, that's her second service error already. Pero kita mo, the smiles are starting to be there now for San Juan.
Especially Abigail Lubal. I mean, kita mo, mapa-error, kahit hindi successful yung attempt, she's smiling. And she's really such a joy to watch here in this match.
Lim goes. Ando si Jella. Adi na naman. But this time, smarter decision, just uses the blockers for that point.
And I think the second player here for both squads to enter the 20-point marker. 20 points already here for Andeng.
Caparal, the only player so far in double figures. Casera follows with 9. And that's another ace. Negros making a run late in the 4th set.
Angela Lopez is quiet. I mean, if Negros here, if they will continue to set the volleyball here to Andeng Caparal, this will be a very predictable kind of offense. They need to Taanes. She needs to do a lot of variation right now.
We're talking about variety, and that's what Ekalia brings to the table over and over.
Kita mo, Ekalia not always the strongest of hits, but she saw that struggling yung defense dito ng Negros at umaabante, so should target the end line dito ng Negros sa Maculada.
The point stays at 7. San Juan scrambles and then gets another point. Sabas is joining the party.
And we've been mentioning highlighting Nuval and Ekalia, but the support of Sabas is also very instrumental for San Juan.
I wonder what Coach Don is going to talk to the girls about. Let's listen in.
Ilagay lang doon, dulo-dulo. Okay? Mag-pattern kayo. Pumunta kayo sa pattern nyo, alagaan nyo yung perimeter, alagaan nyo yung pwesto nyo, alagaan nyo yung pwesto nyo. Walang papatak dyan. Okay? Huwag kayong mag-inarte. Go lang. Go.
Patterns. There's been a constant pattern that when you see them at the first round, it's a totally different story overall. But the effort nitong San Juan has doubled, maybe even tripled in this 4th set. Building up an 8-point advantage. They do not want to give this up just yet, but a free ball is awarded. Ekalia to Sabas, but it would not convert. Too close to the net. Ball no longer there. Another point for San Juan.
And just 2 more points here for San Juan to stretch this match into a 5th set, and I'll be not surprised. I am not surprised. I mean, we know what at stake here in this game. It is the chance, again, to cut into the next phase of this tournament, which is the top 4.
And that was another Ekalia point coming through. Finding the sideline. Set point for San Juan.
Well, I think Ekalia is also 20 points. 20 points sa Ekalia here. So 2 players for San Juan doing and giving their all. Noval at 22 and Ekalia at 20.
But they're gonna give some more bits here para sa Negros, who I feel is at an all-time low in terms of body language.
And you see it. I mean, right now, it may be an impossible for Negros na humabol dito, but they need to play perfect volleyball and they need to gain the momentum that they can carry into the 5th set.
Katamora can get that spike through. Rochella will tend to go across, but she will not evade the net. And that's a violation coming through. And what a way to return to the House of Champions. We will be heading to the first 5th set of the weekend. San Juan not giving Negros an inch.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon! Sa katimugang bahagi ng Luzon, matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na tiyak na ma-enjoy ninyo. Bukod sa mga tourist destinations, mayaman din ang lalawigan ng Quezon sa mga makasaysayang istruktura.
It's 2 against 2. Negros, San Juan. It was a tale of two different teams. San Juan somehow getting wings. Noval and Ekalia combining for so much yet again.
Exactly. I think this is the best match that Ekalia and Noval played the entire season.
And this is Abigail Noval scoring 22 points. And then you also have Mary Ekalia that we're gonna take a look at later on. But what's going on, Jong? Ano bang meron sa serye na to? Why are we seeing this kind of performance coming in from these two players?
Well, I feel that Negros have so much pressure right now, knowing that they need to win their next 2 matches in order for them to have the top 4 secured. But here, I think for San Juan, they're playing more relaxed. They're playing their game in right now. Noval and Ekalia, I think, ang ganda ng gising ng dalawang to eh. Plus pa, yung mga support ni Jeannie Sabas, really such a big help here for the further squad.
Here's Lopez. Another attack. Same scenario as the fourth set. Siya ang unang pupuntos.
And you know what worry me here for Negros is that they failed to get a momentum in the fourth set that they can bring. Kumbaga, baon nila papuntang fifth set. Since the third set, fourth set, may baon itong momentum itong San Juan. So let's see if madadala na itong momentum na to win this match against San Juan here in the fifth.
Goes for quick. And that is Tony Nitura. Simple, but yet specific in her approach.
Sabi ko nga dito, you know, in volleyball, you don't need to be, you don't need to attack with so much, you know, na fancy and spectacular. You just need to be effective and efficient.
And Jong, kota na talaga. Another point na naman galing kay Tony Nitura. That's a point per set.
Point number 5 na ba yun, Hans?
Point number 5 na. Pero may lagpas na sa daliri ko. Kahit isama mo pa yung paa. Yung puntos nitong si Abby Noval.
Exactly. And Abigail Noval, nagsama pa tong dalawa in front. Abigail Noval at Ikalia sa harap.
That's 3 options para kay Lim. Meanwhile, the main option for Tutanes was Lopez, who scores 2.
And I think if there is one perfect candidate here for Negros to support Caparal, that is Lopez. Well, good thing she already entered double digits. Negros just need to score more points here.
And that's an ace. Mula kay Casera, I believe she's also joined the party.
Yeah.
Multiple players scoring in double figures. Better late than never, says Negros.
And if San Juan has Noval, Ikalia and Sabas, ito namang Negros, Casera, Caparal, at Lopez.
That's another block, courtesy of Negros. The gears slowly locking in. And a block by Moraga is going to put them up by 2.
And Moraga silently 6 points na din dito, 3 of which are actually from blocks.
Another block. Or should I say, it did not go over the net. And Negros, after blunders in the last 2 sets, they seem to have their footing here. Let's listen in on San Juan, shall we?
Tara, lalaban tayo. Okay, gamisipag lang, ha? Tara. Tara, guys.
Walang bababa!
3 words that has much more meaning. Nandito na tayo.
Yes.
We might as well fight, proceed with everything that we've got. This is tournament life on the line. Again, we're gonna keep reiterating it. Kung sakaling hindi pa malinaw, if San Juan loses this, they will have no chance of making it into the postseason. And Nitura doesn't want that to happen. She finally breaks her score average per set.
And right now, Hans, going back to the timeout, without not being OA dito, pero kinalabutan ako doon na sinabi ng mga team. I mean, no spectacular strategy on what to do next. Just simple words na kaya natin to, atin to. And right now, if you're going to see us, Hans and me, I'm on the edge of my seat right now because of the excitement in this game.
Tony Nitura had 4 points in 4 sets. She has 3 in this set alone for a total of 7.
That is way more than her average.
And in that case, it's so much better.
Wow.
San Juan inching closer. Ball still kept alive by the Lady Knights. Free ball para sa Negros, which makes things quicker para kay Moraga.
And I like it. I mean, if you're a fan of Negros, you're gonna like it. Because a lot of players right now is scoring here, especially on the fifth. Lopez, Moraga, Casera, Caparal. Finally, may katulong na rin dito si Caparal on scoring.
Alex Malyari, who hasn't seen a lot of action in the last 2 sets, will be re-entering this ball game to provide some difficulty at the service line. Attack. Still saved by Alex. Back to Jella.
And just when you needed her the most, nagumising at dumalik to the usual Lopez. Finally, Jelly Lopez scoring a point.
And that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now no longer quiet. Is Jella taking spotlight? Alex is there joining in as well.
And this time, more and more players are chipping in points dito for Negros. If you're San Juan Hands, you don't want to waste yung pinaghirapan mo during the third and the fourth set.
The first set, it was Alex's last point. This is her next point right here as they lead 8-4 in the last set of the game. Just a continuous effort. Negros going back to regular programming. Sabas has done so much, but Balingit is needed for the extra help on the offensive end. An attack from Noval. I was about to say that she's a little quiet in this fifth set, but there she is.
I think it is a career high here for MPVA this season. For Abigail Noval and for Icalia. I mean, 23 big points here for Capitana.
Time to go again. And an ace
Wow.
is secured. Oh, wow. Hold
What a
on to your
game.
seats, folks.
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
In case the people who's watching it in Puso P is wondering, yes, he is. Balingit tosses it to Barredo. Nobody home. Oh, what a save from Noval.
Oh,
Joust in midair. Kinulang si Manukay.
wow. Well, I don't know, but I think more than Abigail Noval, this is her career high, but I think this is also the highest score scored by a player for the entire season of MPVA. I mean, with 24 points.
Balingit goes. What a swerve. Flick of the wrist for Casey.
Casey Balingit is quiet, but to the rescue dito si ate Abigail Noval.
Again, still within striking distance.
Yes.
Not over just yet. Adi. Okay, toss it to Balingit again. Great dig mula kay Alex to keep it alive. Balingit from the middle. Andun si Lopez.
No!
1-2 from Sam. The unlikely hero stepping up yet again.
And right now, the unsung hero, I must say also, Katamora, was our queen of the court last in their previous match. And right now, you know, yung mga paunti-unting contribution dito is really a big help, especially that here in the fifth set, we have a shorter set. So we're only raised up to 15. So let's see now who will come out victorious here in Quezon.
What a dig mula kay Malyari. Casera gets blocked. Or should I say not? As Phoebe gets it again. Lots of things happening, all in favor of Negros. San Juan's gonna have to talk things over. Let's listen in on Coach Bernie.
Ang kailangan lang natin is sipag lang din tayo, depensa lang din tayo. Ganun talaga, ha? Tara, kuhanin lang natin yung ano natin. Pagkakataon na tayo naman. Tara! Taga, makapitan nyo, mananalo kayo.
Tiyaga at kapitan nyo yan. Mananalo kayo. Those are the words coming out from Coach Bernie Crisologo's mouth. Even he believes that there is still a chance, a window, a possibility that the Lady Knights can have this, but they
Yes.
trail by 4. And it's in the hands of Negros now. Balingit finds the other side.
And what a time here from... She has been quiet the entire match, but what a time for Casey Balingit to come alive here in the 5th set.
Such an eventful match we have here, Jong. And this is only the first out of 6 that we will play here.
Oh, yes.
What an effort from Manukay. Keeping things steady. But the second time would not work anymore. Casera was there.
And Casera, you know, these girls, Casera and Lopez, has been really quiet, especially during the 3rd and 4th set. And here in the 5th set, coming alive just when you needed these 2 players the most.
Better late than never for Casera. Here's Balingit going long. And Negros just within 2.
Well, I think there, Casey Balingit trying to get a check ball. Unfortunately, she hit that volleyball too high.
Noval
Oh,
had to make Besmonte work for it, and it's long. So San Juan still gets a bit of something here.
well, kaya pa to actually. Well, this is just a 4-point lead here for Negros. This could still be anybody's game, especially right now, Hans, that Noval is in front dito on the side of San Juan.
Can they utilize La Capitana in time? They toss it to Abby.
Oh!
Noval! Crucial mistake. That's gotta hurt, and now Negros is at match point.
Oh no.
It was a risk she took,
Yeah.
and the risk didn't pay off so well. Kalia there. Noval goes wide, and that's gonna be the end of the match. Negros, close calls, difficult moments, and at the end of it all, still prevailed against the ever so effort of the Lady Knights in 5 sets. How ironic and how painful is it that the player who led them here all the way is also the player that finished their hopes of a playoff dream. But either way, it's still an incredible effort from both teams.
And of course, I think this what separates Negros and San Juan right now, the contribution of majority of the players dito for Negros. But for San Juan, of course, I think especially Noval and Icalia deserves all the credits, all the recognition. Lumaban itong dalawang to. So still a high respect. What a match here for San Juan and Negros.
Still, first 5 set of the day. This is our first match of the day. There were some moments where Negros was starting to falter, and yet they have prevailed.
Projects, plans, play, games! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Pilipinas, handa na ba kayong mamangha at mabighani sa ganda ng aming lalawigan? Kaya ano pang hinihintay nyo? Samahan nyo akong libutin to. Tara na sa Quezon!
Sa
katimugang bahagi ng Luzon matatagpuan ang probinsyang may malawak at mayamang anyong tubig. Maraming lugar ang unti-unti nang nakikilala dahil sa mga nakamamangha nitong karagatan, waterfalls, beaches at iba pang mga destinasyong dinarayo na ng mga turista mula sa iba't ibang lugar. Tiyak na mapapawaw ka sa mga white sand beaches na paboritong puntahan ng mga local at foreign beach lovers. Bukod kasi sa puting buhangin, mapapansin rin ang malinis nitong kapaligiran na plus point sa mga bumibisita. Marami rin ang nabibighani sa nagagandahang rock formations at sa makapigil hiningang mga alon na perfect para mag-surfing. Hindi lang yan, meron ding mga lawa na pwede ninyong puntahan para mag-relax at mag-get together kasama ang inyong pamilya o barkada. Kung ikaw naman ay nature lover at mahilig sa mga thrilling adventures, maraming lugar sa Quezon ang maaaring puntahan na tiyak na ma-enjoy ninyo. Bukod sa mga tourist destinations, mayaman din ang lalawigan ng Quezon sa mga makasaysayang istruktura. Kabilang na ang Tayabas Provincial Capital na ngayon kilala bilang Quezon Provincial Capital. May mga simbahan rin sa probinsya na malaki ang ginampanang bahagi sa kasaysayan ng ating lalawigan na nagsisilbi ngayong bulwagan ng pananampalataya ng mga Quezonians. Makikita rin sa Quezon ang ilang mga ancestral houses na nagpapaalala sa mga naging buhay ng ating mga ninuno. Siyempre, hindi mawawala sa ating kultura bilang mga Pilipino ang pagkain. Tsak na mapapa-food trip ka sa mga masasarap na pagkain na iyahain sa inyo.
25-13, 25-20, 19-25, 15-25, and 15-19. Eventually, Negros getting a victory, a hard-earned one against San Juan. And Queen of the Court, there's a lot of players, but in the end, it was the leader, the scorer, the ace, Adi Caparal.
I mean, more than the scoring machine of Negros' hands, I believe that Andeng Caparal is the heart and soul of the team. She always set the tone for Negros, and I think she deserves all the recognition right now. She brings Negros right now for a chance to make it in the top 4. And right now, Hans, our Queen of the Court.
She's right there on your screens right now, together with our courtside reporter, Fiona Bacani.
Ayan, so kasama nga po natin ngayon ang ating Queen of the Court. Belated happy birthday. Still riding on that birthday high, we have Adi Caparal. Adi, congratulations. Talagang hindi naging madali para sa inyo itong laban na ito. Umabot pa kayo ng 5 sets. Ngayon naman, ano sa tingin mo yung nagpagising sa'yo pati sa team para ipanalo na to para sa Negros?
Una-una po, sabi po sa amin ni Coach, kaya naman po namin sila kaso masyado po naging kumpiyansa at masyado po kami nagpabaya Yun lang po.
Ngayon naman, Adi, ngayon napantayan nyo na ang Pasay. Bukas, kailangan nyo to ipanalo para dumiretso na kayo sa Final Four. Ano sa tingin mo yung kailangan pagawin ng team para i-secure yung win bukas?
Kailangan lang po namin makinig sa mga coaches namin at maging consistent po kami lahat. Ayun lang po.
Ngayon naman, Adi, meron ka pa bang gustong batiin ng mga nanonood sa'yo, friends, family, supporters?
Una-una po, thank you po kay Lord dahil po nanalo po kami ngayon. At binabati ko po yung kay Sir Edgar Saavedra, Mega White, kay Mayor Alan De Leon, kay Sir Marco, ICC Community, and Family Mamon, and sa family ko po, sa family ng mga teammate ko, and kay Mama, Papa po, and sa mabangking ko po. Sa family po ni Moraga, and kay Lapa, yun lang po.
Ayan, so thank you and congratulations once again, of course, to Adi and the rest of our Negros Blue Hawks. One step closer to that Final Four berth. Now, that's all from us over here. Back to you, Jong and Hans.
Maraming salamat, Fiona, together with our Queen of the Court. That was Andeng Caparal. Just, as always, delivers para sa kanyang koponan. They've acknowledged the fact na ang kailangan nila is to be more consistent at sinabi rin kanina lamang nitong si Andeng na tila nagpabaya daw sila doon sa kanilang last 2 sets in which they have to cure that. But this means that they are a step closer to the Final Four and they look to achieve that with a lot of games happening tomorrow. But first, here are your Smart's Power to Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. Jong? we've had a roller coaster of emotions in this first match.
Definitely, especially during the first set, Hans. You know, itong Negros, they're showing so much dominance, especially on their attacking and services. It was ang andeng kaparal scoring like 7 points in set 1 alone. But set 2, dito nag-continue pa din yung momentum dito ng Negros on showing and displaying their mastery over San Juan.
That was, you know, being showed every once in a while para sa kanilang kupunan. But then, set number 1 happened. It was a dominant showing na nanggaling dito sa Negros. Set number 2 was quite the same thing as well. Pero nung set number 3, doon nag-iba yung takbo ng larong ito. It was a story that we kind of were figuring out. Saan ba nanggagaling yung lakas nila all of a sudden?
But I think it is the veterans, San Juan, taking advantage, of course, on the complacency of this young Negros. And they're successful of doing that. And especially that we actually saw a different kind of Abigail Nubal right now. And it paid off. I mean, also with the help of Ekalia, San Juan was, I must say, undeniably really a very good team during the third set.
Especially in set number 4. We talked about them contributing for a really good combination of points, both Noval and Ekalia. And even when the blocking was there was nothing that Negros could do para makabawi at para hindi malusot ni Abby Noval yung kanyang mga puntos. Pero sa pagkakataon na ito, tila ang nakakagulat at yung nakakabigla was how Negros responded in that last set of the day. It was them just consistently showing up for a lot of the moments na nandito sila. And in that fifth set, para bang bumalik tayo sa planet Earth, and Negros kind of remembered who they were as a team.
Exactly, but you know what, Hans? If you were San Juan, there's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, they have my respect. They've played this game really well. As we can see, lamang pa nga dito. Itong San Juan, when it comes to attacking, it's not just the aces of Negros. It's something that nahirapan dito yung San Juan on their service reception. And they gave out more errors here over Negros. But I must say, disregard these numbers, both teams played with so much heart. And this is what we expect, especially if what at stake is the chance in making it to the next cut of the tournament, which is the Final Four. But of course, Negros, they need to work on in improving, especially naging complacent during the third and the fourth sets.
I would say in gaming terms, GG. Still a good game para sa San Juan after that solid showing. But the ones who would still be in the running are the Negros Immaculada Megawai. You're looking at your screens and you're seeing our next matchup. It's the undefeated Dasmariñas Monarchs heading up against the Marikina Lady Shoemasters. In behalf of Fiona Bacani, our courtside reporter, and my partner, Jong Panerio, my name is Hans Gularia. MPVA Season 2 will be right back.